Hello guys and gals, this is David coming to you live from the studio. Gonna make a little short video for you here to try to help us all maintain a little bit better consistency with our audio levels going into the recordings, and particularly with the sermon level, that it needs to be louder but not too much. And have an experiment here we've tried. It seems to be a good thing. As you can see, I'm just waiting right now for this board to boot up so you can see the whole process. I've flipped the switch there on the back like we always do, and now it's fully booted up. You can see it's on the off scene because there's nothing on the board. And when I hit this number 1 TV record button right here, voila, we have everything on the mixer. And so a couple of things I want to focus on is the correct startup and shutdown, which I just showed you the startup. As you see, when you pull your scene up, your main fader is all the way down. And so I want to consistently run that main fader at the 0 mark. Something new here is the shotgun mic, SHOT capital G. It's got a red label on it. I also want to run it up there pretty close to the 0 mark most of the service, except during the sermon, and I'll talk more about that in just a minute. These meters, we'll concentrate on the tape mark, not getting past the tape mark. And so let me just go ahead and put some, I'll put some audio level on a separate segment here. But what I want to tell you first off is this shotgun mic is your main audio source for the service, but I want you to trust your ears and not count on that to be the quality sound you want. You add to that with the other inputs like you normally do, the pastor's mic and David's mic. Particularly when someone's speaking alone at the pulpit or when it's the pastor during the sermon, you're going to run those mics just as hot as you normally do. But also rely on this shotgun mic to give you more ambiance and more of a natural sound of the room. But you're going to need to back it off just a smidge during the sermon, like to a -5 or -10 decibels below that 0 mark during the sermon in particular. And that needs to happen as soon as the pastor's ready to preach and the music has ended and the congregation has stopped applauding. Back that down and boost that main all the way to the top. Turn on the pastor's mic and adjust it to a comfortable level. Pay attention to your meters again. Make sure the meters are at a good level. Okay, I'm going to pause here and put an audio level in so you can see more about that. Okay, something else I want to cover is after the sermon's ending, the music, invitation has already started. We're still where we were here. The music has started, but it's very low. It's once that singing in the invitation, the pastor says, while we sing. And at that point there, pull that main back down to the 0 mark. Probably put your shotgun mic back up there closer to the 0 mark. And get your instruments all dialed in again. I've lowered the gains on most of these. So between what we're doing here and supplementing those with the faders of the individual channels, that should help us to keep that meter consistently just at the bottom side of that tape mark, not going past it. Okay, I've got an audio level going here now. I'm on a different scene, so you won't see some things you recognize there, but I just want to focus on these meter levels here. You see they're just touching the tape and not going past it. They're a little bit out of kilter there. And I wanted to show you this gain, the gain control here, just in case anyone doesn't fully understand the gain. You see the top button is lit up with a green light there. That top button is lit up. It says gain. That makes this knob here all the way across your gain control on each one of those channels. And so I'm going to adjust this gain control on this audio input right here to kind of level out those. Just made some minor tweaks on those. And you can see that kind of even them out and got them more consistently the same. Again, not going past the bottom edge of the tape mark, which is where we want to keep it during the loudest parts of the music during the service. When the music's soft, it may be less than that, but the loudest parts of the music is going to be right there. Okay, I'm over on the video side now, and I've got some levels set here. Now, this is just FYI. This may not remain consistent, but you can see I've only got the two lamps, the two green lamps blinking on the main output of this little mixer. I've got the faders on that zero mark. The main outputs are considerably less than that. The gains are way down. About the 8 o'clock position. And the mains are about at a minus 20 decibels to get those two, just that first lamp on each channel. So what that's resulting in over here on the hard drive recorder is the loudest music is just getting into the yellow. We don't ever want to really stay consistently in the yellow or to get into the red for sure. As long as we're doing this, we know we're good. Now you can see right now the music's really low. Even at the lowest point, those green meters are halfway up. And if we do this, if we get this set during the music, when the music set is loudest, and we make sure that this meter here is just touching the yellow and not pegging out, we should be fine. And when it's pegging out, that's really bad for everything all the way around. One other thing, you see on this little thumbnail, it's also showing you that you've got a picture there. If this input button right here gets changed by accident, or on purpose, however, see it goes black, the thumbnail goes black, the sound goes away. So that helps you to know that you're getting signal. You're getting both picture and sound. So always be sure and check that at the start of the service to make sure you're getting a picture and audio going on to the recording. One other thing, vitally important, and this slipped up. It's completely by accident that this happens. But on the DVD recorder, you need to make sure that this display is showing as channel 3.1 input. And this gets knocked out of whack very easily by mistake because this button right here is exposed, this channel button. You just accidentally bump that button. You see the display doesn't say 3.1 anymore, it says L1. So if the channel display says something other than 3.1, you got a problem, and it's going to record a video of a black picture and no sound. So the channel down button, if it says L1 or L2, the channel down button will get you back to where it says 3.1. We need to put this on our checklist and verify that every time we come to the studio and before we hit the record button. Once again, over here looking at this mixer, do not confuse, when I talk about getting into the yellow, do not confuse this meter with the one on the recording deck. I'm only talking about the recording deck. If you push the yellow on this mixer, it's going to blast, overdrive the audio on all of our recordings, and it's going to be horrible. So finally here, the shutdown sequence, so we all know. Just a review on this. The video operator tells you to fade down. You fade your main all the way down. We're done with the service. We don't need to save any changes to anything. And so we hit this off, this button labeled off. That kills everything, all the inputs on the board, and mutes the mains. And then we're going to go up here to the power down sequence. Click the power down button. It asks, do you want to shut down the disk? Continue, yes. And then it says it's safe to turn off the GLD. We go over here to the switch that's behind, just below that cord. And we're done. Okay, I think that's it. Thank you for your time. Appreciate you watching this and taking the time to help make sure we stay on top of these things and put out the best product we can. Thank you.